much with this odd eye setup specifically, you got a few tuners, and you got this little odd eye synchron that's a tuner. You got this noble dragon magician that's a tuner. Your harmonizing magician for your tuner, and those are your only real tuners here. Well, I guess you got White Wing as well. I kind of didn't realize I was in here, but those are your tuners to get these cards out. If you do it, your main way of getting like Meteor Burst out, and then clear. Basically, your only real way to synchro here is through 7. So you're going to be using the Noble Dragon Magician's effect, which means to be able to use this one as effect, you have to have one of your dragons out. Which all your dragons are level 7. Pretty much. So that one will lower their level, and then you'll use that with it to make one of the level 7s. So this guy can bring one of your cards in the Pendulum Zone back to the field. That's kind of just the synchro part. There's a lot to it. I'm actually kind of trying to get into it. If you're not familiar with Pendulum, well, that's a different story, but naturally, you gotta have high and low scales and all that. This card pulls any of your dragons, your level 7 specifically, or it destroys if you have an odd-eyes card. But the big game-winning card in this deck is going to be your Dragon Overlord, which this card you summon specifically through either this card, but it won't be as effective. But if it gets destroyed, you can put it in your Pendulum Zone if you have a free spot, which lets you summon it to summon this one. There's a whole nother thing. But like one of the easiest ways to get them out right, to summon your big level 7 dragons, and then summon out the regular Rebellion Dragon, and then summon out the Rebellion Overlord, and then he can attack 3 times. And that's just kind of an easy way to win there. But pretty much, I guess any questions and I can answer them, it might be an easier one. I know I'm not very good at explaining things, so I don't know how good my explanation really was. Probably convoluted. Duelist Alliance can grab you any of your cards with specifically Pendulum in their name. So you just want to get the big dragons out basically. For the most part, the big dragons are your big ones because you can summon any of your XYZs from that. But you're really not going to be using this Raging Dragon much. You have conditional things like the Dragon Caller and the Xiong Magicians, which can help you get your, like, the Raging Dragon's effect and stuff, because you have to XYZ someone with a XYZ card to get the extra effects on Rebellion and Raging Dragons. Otherwise, they're just 3Ks. They don't have an effect without summoning with an XYZ card on them. That's how the Rebellion Overlord helps you summon the Rebellion Dragon with an XYZ card. And as far as the Magicians, they're kind of self-explanatory. But for the most part, when you summon your Harmonizing Magician, you're probably going to pull or want to pull Time Gazer because he's your only level 3. So you'll pull him and then you'll summon one of your level 7s with that. You always want to Pendulum summon this card specifically for the extra pull. And this card's for only if you break. This card can destroy your Magician combos, but it can help you in the case of you just need cards to play. This card is absolutely amazing. You have scales in you have your scales, you're done summoning things, you've already Pendulum summoned everything. Alright, you do this at the end of the turn, and you get a free XYZ card. If you have one of your dragons in your Pendulum Zone, and any other card in your Pendulum Zone, you can Pendulum summon, or XYZ summon this, and then summon this out, and this can attack 3 times. Guaranteed every time. This card is amazing. Game winner right there. Other than that, this blows up one of your cards for any pool of your odd eyes cards. This pulls any cards when you normal summon it. This is your main normal summon card. This can pull one of your cards from your pendulum zone and synchro with it. Not really useful in this setup though. This card can blow stuff up to give you more Performa Pals. Which there's only like the 2 or 3. Yeah, there's only the 3, so rarely useful, but it helps in situations. This is another card to help you get out the extra XYZ effects. Yeah, this card pulls another Magician if it leaves the pendulum zone or field. This card destroys things if you have Magicians to blow up as well. This pendulum switch is very cool because it can make one of your pendulum cards just be another attack card, or you can get something out of harm's way. A lot of cool things you can do with this. Astrograph